Okay, taking a look at page 176 talks about when you're selecting a text font, what to do. The challenge with designing web text is that you don't have the same control over the output device as you do when choosing a font style for printed output, which means, someone might want to print your web page. Okay, user may not have that beautiful font you selected, and you may have installed a font that will render your page unreadable. If you which would be like, machine language, with weird symbols. If you absolutely must have a section of text rendered in a specific font at a specific size, then your best choice may be to use an inline image in place of text. Okay, of course you can't make an entire page an inline image. An inline image would mean you would make whatever it is you want, the text, in like Photoshop, and then save it as an image file and insert it as an image file. Other important things to consider when designing your text include the following. Keep it plain. Avoid large blocks of italicized text and bold-faced text. It's for use for emphasis, not readability. Sans serif versus serif, because they are more easily read on computer monitor, use sans serif fonts. And then you can read the rest of what's there. Again, avoid long lines. No one likes to read lots of text on web pages. So now we're at controlling spacing and indentation, where you can control the spacing between letters and the spacing between words, where value is the space. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. We're going to open demo. I'm going to get this going here. Demo underscore CSS.html. Oh, I probably got to open it from my folder. Yeah. I'm going to come down here to my folder, in the demo folder. So I'm going to back out of my tutorial. Here's demo, and we're going to do demo CSS.html. Here we are. Okay, and the demo page contains a collection of CSS text styles. You can specify text style values using the boxes on the left of the demo. In the top right box, you can enter text to be displayed using the selected styles. The text as applied to the sample text appears in the middle box. The CSS code for the style appears in the bottom right box. You can press a tab key to apply the style and view the results. So we're going to click the top right box right here. Select and delete the enter sample text here. Control A will select it, backspace over it, and we're going to type Sunny Acres and press enter. And then type corn maze on the second line and press tab to preview it. Okay, so this is what it will look like here in the preview. Okay, select sans serif from the font family box. Font family, sans serif, right here. Okay, in the font size, replace 2 with EM. In the font size box, right here, replace the default text with 2. So instead of default, 2, and then select EM for the units. So that's what it will look like, and here's the code for it if you want it. Enter 0.3 in the letter spacing box. And select EM. And that spreads it out. Okay, enter 0.8 in the word spacing box. Spreads out the letters. This is, and for this one we're going to use EM. And that space is between words. Okay, so you can see how that works. You can go ahead and experiment with other letter spacing and word spacing values to see what will happen, and you get the code returned. So pause the video and experiment on your own. Right now, another typographic feature that you can set is leading, which is the space between lines of text. Okay, so let's go ahead and it says if necessary continue to this page. So here we are. Enter 0.75 in the line height box. EM. You can see it moved the lines closer together. Okay, an additional way to control text spacing is to set the indentation for the first line of block of text. Okay, and so you can see how to do that. It's okay, now you can use what you've learned. So we're going to go to the essay styles. And within the style rules for the section H1 selector and the H2 selector, insert the following style values. Okay, so right here, I'm going to hit enter and space over. Text indent 1 EM semicolon, and I'm just going to copy that and paste it down here for the H2 tag. And now Control S to save. Come over here to my home page and refresh, and you can see how the spacing it was affected there and down here for our H1 and H2 tags. Page 180, you know, they've pointed out what it should look like. Okay, by increasing the kerning in the headings, you've made the text appear less crowded and makes it easier to read. So, working with font styles, your tip there to prevent your browser from displaying address text in italics, you can set the font style property to normal if you want to for that. A couple other tips on page 181. To prevent your browser from displaying page headings in bold, you can set the font weight property to normal. Okay. Another tip, to prevent your browser from underlining hyperlinked text, you can set the text decoration property of the hypertext element to none. Okay. So, and then it shows you down below how those things that you could do. Okay. Where, you know, type is normal, bold, bolder. It tells you what you can put in place of type, okay, to remove underlining and bolding and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go to the demo CSS again and select bold in the font weight box. Okay, select small caps in the font variant box. Right down here, small caps. You can see what that looks like, and again, it's showing you what the code should be for it right over here, and you can just copy and paste it if that's what you want. All right, so aligning text vertically and horizontally, you can see how that works on top page 181. They talk about then, there's a tip there, the subscript and superscript styles lower or raise text vertically, but do not resize it. To create true subscripts and superscripts, you must also reduce the font size. So, you know, the superscript is a little number that goes a little bit above the rest of it, and the sub one goes a little bit below, and it's a little bit smaller. And you can see combining all text formatting in a single style. You can see all that down here. So let's go ahead and actually do this on page 184. I'm going to go to the essay styles sheet. And at the bottom of the style sheet, we're going to add a new rule, okay? The curly, or we're going to start it with a comment, so slash, asterisk. Okay, so we're going to start it with a comment, and this is footer style, asterisk slash, and then footer address curly bracket. So it's the footer section, the address element, hitting enter, space over. I forgot my hyphen there. RGB 55 102 55 a space there. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but just in case. Okay, so the background color, then we've got the color for the font, where set the background color to dark and then the text color to white or semi-transparent. That's what the first two do, what we just did. Here we go. Color, colon, RGB 255. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. Control S, and we're going to go back to our home page and refresh, and everything we just did should be reflected down here in our footer. Okay, and so you can see then it says Tammy likes the way it appears. She especially likes the fact that I've noticed that mine's purple and theirs is green. So let me go back and check my numbers here. Back 55, 102, 55, right there. Control S, and I will refresh, and that changes that color. Still doesn't look quite right. I don't know, maybe my other color's not correct. Let's take a look. 55, 102, 55, 255 3 times. Okay, so that's what's coming up and how it looks on my computer. And then take a look at setting up alternative style sheets. Many browsers recognize alternative style sheets. This is particularly useful in situations when you are supporting users who have special needs. Reading here at the top about setting up alternative style sheets where you can actually link style sheets to particular web links that have special style sheets for special situations, maybe where people are have difficulty reading.